I'm sitting here today with Brett Williams and Scott Hudson of Perimtec. Just to start things off for today, tell me a little bit about yourself and your background.
My name is Brett Williams. I'm one of the owners of Perimtec, and my background is really in technology sales, technology management.
My background is really in investment banking. I spent my first part of my career working for hedge funds and investment banks and spent some time overseas. After I was overseas, I came back to the United States and started doing some venture capital and investments.
And how'd you get involved with Perimtec?
We were really looking for a different way to allow customers to buy fencing. We looked at fencing as one of those kind of afterthoughts, is the way it typically is in the construction process. People were spending, hundreds of thousands of dollars on their backyard and their outdoor patio and outdoor kitchens and things like that. And you see pictures of it. There would be a fence in the background that was falling apart and was an afterthought. And so kind of two things with that. We wanted to provide better options to customers. So whenever they were doing these things in their backyard and then creating these spaces, that they had better options, but also to change the way that they go about it. So whenever people are doing construction projects at home, there are galleries for carpet and tile and plumbing fixtures, but there isn't anything like that for the fencing side. So we really started looking at ways to improve the process, change the process.
We want to make them rethink about how they think about a fence. We want them to think about this is part and parcel of their house. It adds value. It can be very attractive. It's no different than the granite countertop on their kitchen or their tile in their house. And up until now, it's always been like the lowest cost denominator. Whatever I can do to set up something that bifurcates my land from somebody else. And we just don't feel like that's the way that people should be looking at it going forward.
Mm-hmm. So you're really wanting to be industry changers.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Our motto at Perimtec is fences reimagined. And that's what we want to do.
And can you tell me a little bit more about going to market? You kind of already touched on that with lowest denominator, but can you tell me a little bit more about the market and how the different findings you found while working in fencing?
Yeah, so I guess really the way that the business started is once we had this idea and we found the product that we wanted to use, we sort of then had to prove the concept that people would do this. So we are a direct-to-consumer product, and we have been doing it for about 3 years. It's been very successful. And the majority of our sales, not so much now, still the majority, but in the beginning stages, 99% of the people that bought our product had never physically touched or seen it. Mm-hmm. They had just seen it online. And can we sell a fence online? And as time has elapsed, we have a bunch of repeat customers because at the end of the day, a homeowner doesn't know how to put a fence up, although our fence is very simple to put up. And a lot of homeowners in the early stages, in the first year, I would say 50% of the homeowners did it themselves.
Wow.
But since then, they will go out and they will say, hey, I saw this product. I want this product. And they call their local fence installer. And the fence installer says, I've never heard of it. And so then once they do it, then now the fence installer becomes a customer of ours too, because he's like, oh, this is a great product. So now we have proved the concept and we're doing it in multiple places. And we just want to sort of expand it from strictly just direct digital marketing to more as some of the things that Brett was talking about. We want to have galleries. We want to have places where that people can go and physically see this, because when people physically see it, if they can afford it, they buy it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really kind of a game changer when we started, because people were not used to buying a premium product like the fencing products that we sell online. And we changed that. As Scott mentioned, we sell direct to consumer, but those types of premium products have not been sold online that way. And that's really what our focus has been and how we built the company.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like through your experience, not only has it been a huge, made a really big impact on your clients, but as well as people who currently work in the industry are saying, wow, this is different.
It's funny, the fencing industry has not changed at all in a long, long time. And so when you have change like this, it's hard for people to get used to, but they're starting to understand that A, customers want a premium product, and B, they're willing to pay for that and to change the way they go about making selections and buying things.
Oh, that's so awesome. Well, fantastic. So you're having a lot of early success. Tell me exactly, what have your ideal clients been like? Has there been a niche sector, or has this been available to everyone? What have you found?
There's really not an ideal client. I mean, honestly, we have sold 8 feet of fence to somebody and we've sold, 2,400 to people. And it really spans the whole spectrum. So we don't have a target audience. What we have is somebody who is also willing to think about their backyard and their fence being an asset, and that they want to impress people with their surroundings just like they do with the car they drive. And that really is our target audience, somebody who will think about the fencing system a little bit different than normally, because as Brett pointed out, the fencing industry is really slow to change. They are still lowest cost denominator, and that's not what we are.
We sell fencing products to homeowners, but we also sell to commercial projects as well. So as Scott mentioned, we've had our customers have built everything from a dumpster enclosure or an area around their trash can or pool equipment up to very large commercial organizations that have put in the fencing all the way around a commercial building and property.
Wow, that's awesome. So kind of making a little bit of a pivot here. So I know you've been working for about 3 years. Can you tell me a little bit more about your sales and how that process has gone the last 3 years?
Yeah, so our sales have gone great, really, given the size of the company and given what we were trying to do. We have basically doubled sales every year, and we are a direct-to-consumer product. So it's very interesting that we're able to double sales and understand that the product that we're shipping them online weighs 4,000 pounds when they get it. Right? They have to uncrate it. They have to do all that. And we tell them all this stuff up front. But that really hasn't sort of dissuaded that many people from doing it. So our sales have gone really well. And as a pat on the back for our company and the type of product it is, normally, even in a new industry, you're having to spend 20 to 30% minimum in advertising to be able to double your sales. We're actually doing that at about 4.5% of revenue as advertising, and we're still able to double our sales. So in the long run, we know that we've proved the concept that people want to change what they're doing. We just have to make, more people aware of it.
Wow, that's amazing. You said 4% compared to the usual 20 to 30?
Yeah, roughly. Yeah, roughly. I mean, in some companies, even honestly, in some companies, when they're first starting out, they'll spend 100% of revenue in advertising to get that 100% of revenue. But 20 to 25 is probably closer to the industry average.
And just out of curiosity, what were sales like last year?
Are you talking about in dollar value or whatever? Yeah, we sold about $2.4 million in dollar value last year of this product, all of it being originating from online sales.
Wow.
We've also added additional product lines over the past 3 years. So we continue to bring in unique products, again, that fit that premium product model that we sell. And that's also helped us get to greater sales numbers too. The core of our product and the core of our offering is a steel framed fence. If you think about a picture frame made out of steel, and you can put just about anything in it. So the great thing is when we started, it was cedar, and that's pretty much what people put in the frame. And we brought in a lot of new products for that infill material. So it could be cedar, bamboo, composite materials, steel materials. So it really provides customers with a lot of versatility in the product or in their fencing solution. The versatility is also great from a maintenance standpoint, so that if a board breaks or cracks or something like that, you can take the frame off, because that's what it is. Take the top frame off, change out that one board, put the frame back on, and you're good to go. Or even in situations where, for instance, a hurricane's coming, people can literally take the top frame off, take out some of the infill material, wait for the storm to pass, put the materials back in there, and they don't lose the entire structure like happens with a permanent fence.
Yeah, so I guess the key part about what we thought was so special about this product is that what you can do with your fence really is infinite. I mean, it really is a matter of whatever you decide that you want to do. Yeah, we have certain products, and the products that we sell as part of our infill package are products that we know are going to hold up. We know that they're going to last 20, 25. Most of them have warranties of that long. And then we're always trying to expand that. But given the fact that, we have people out in California that, because our fence is so versatile, that they, the bottom half of it might be wood and they want to have a barrier, and the top half of it is plexiglass so they can still see out and see the ocean. And you can really do any of these things. So we're always trying to expand what we have as offerings. And as Brett pointed out, the first things that we did was cedar. Now we have designer metal, which is a corrugated steel that's painted on both sides. It looks great. It lasts a long time, has a 40-year warranty on the paint. We've added some composite material that everybody loves the composite material right now. But in a lot of places, they also want a product that's going to last as long as a composite, but is natural. So we've located 3 natural products that are Class A fire rated. We're bringing those to market now, which means that people can have a real natural wood product. And with our steel frame, they can have a Class A fire rated system. Now that might not mean much to people that don't have fires around, but in a lot of areas, that's a really big deal. Mm-hmm. We've started the early negotiations with something that's called the carbon negative material, which basically means you take this material, you insert it into another material, and it actually takes CO2 out of the air. So it's actually a carbon negative. And now you can have a fence that looks super cool, and you're actually reducing your footprint. And so we're bringing those to the market all the time.
Awesome.
So one of the things about people having to reimagine their backyards and reimagine their fencing is one of the issues we have to address is truly cost, right? Fencing has always been the lowest cost denominator. It's an afterthought for people. And when you buy our product, that's not the case. Our product is a premium product, and it is at a premium price, and we're never going to apologize for that because you get what you pay for. But when you look at it full life cycle, the full life cycle of our product is cheaper than these products that you're putting in. And so by the time you've done that and it's part and parcel of your house, not only is it cheaper just on an absolute basis, full life cycle, but it will add value to your house. If somebody has the same exact house and they have our fence in the backyard and somebody has a wooden fence in the backyard, our house is going to sell at a premium. And there's people that have given us, hey, I sold my house because I had this backyard fence, which means that people are willing to take that extra view of, hey, this isn't a upfront cost. This is a long-term investment that I'm making on my house. And we have to do that education, but people are receptive to that thought.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to also talk about kind of the traditional process that you go through and how we think that needs to change. So today, if you want a fence, you call maybe 2, 3, 4 fencing contractors. They come out, they measure your yard, they give you one option, maybe 2 options, and it's a different variation on a traditional wood fence. And we know that people are building houses, redoing their backyards and their outdoor space, and they're putting a lot of time and effort into options. And these companies, the traditional process, they don't give you options. They give you one option, and they're focused on the lowest priced solution. But people want to beautify their backyard. They want to beautify their house. So we're providing additional options that have never been available to them before.
And that's really the reason that in the early stages, and even now you could say this would be the case, that 100% of all of our sales originated with the homeowner, not the installer, not the commercial guy. They all originated there. Now, granted, we have a bunch of repeat customers, so that's not the case, but that guy didn't find out about our product. We have never had a fence person call us and say, hey, I like your product. I've never sold it, never seen it, but I want to start selling it. It's always, hey, I got John Smith who showed me your product. He wants me to install it. Can you give me some information about it? We sell it to him. He goes, installs it, and then he goes, tries to sell it again. So every one of our customers originated from the homeowner because they look at it and say, hey, this is something different that I've never had an opportunity to do before.
Mm-hmm. In the need. Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. Kind of going back to process, I know you said, we're selling this online. That's how we're doing this. Can you walk me through a little bit more of what that process looks like?
Sure. The process is really pretty simple. The process, you go to our website. You basically choose what you're looking for, whether you want a 6-foot wide fence or an 8-foot wide fence or a 6-foot tall fence, and then what type of infill you want, and tell us how many linear feet you need. And we give you an estimate of what the product will cost pre-installation. If you want to get what we call a detailed quote to get you the exact price, you just click a button and say, I want a detailed quote. We submit you the detailed quote, and you can either purchase it or not right there online. And that's pretty much the process. The process is changing. Sometime in the very near future, you will be able to buy the product directly online. The information won't change. You'll put it all in there, but you'll be able to put it into a shopping cart. It'll put it in the price, and you'll be able to buy it right there online. Now, you can still contact us if you want. We'll still help you. We'll still walk you through it. But right now, it is completely online. So it's a very simple process. Literally, all you need to know is how many linear feet you need, how many gates you need, and you get to choose from the look of which ones that you want. And if you want to have 3 different prices, we can send you 3 different prices.
So when we first started the company, it was a very manual process. So we would take phone calls. We were doing some Facebook advertising and starting the process. Everything was manual. And we were using spreadsheets to calculate bids. So one of the things that is important about our company is we built these automated processes to help streamline and give us the ability to scale, which we've been able to do over the last 3 years, which is investments in the way we do advertising, the way we do our marketing, investments in the way our customers can navigate through the site and the purchasing process. It's also automation from our side on the back end on how we manage the communications with our customers. So all of these things are important to how we are able to scale up the business and to support this larger growth in sales that we've had.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell me a little bit more about how your warranty reflects the quality and the longevity of your product?
Yeah, so the total cost of ownership, if you amortize it over our warranty, which our warranty extends 25 years. So we're not going to warranty something for 25 years if the 25 years is actually a break-even point, right? This fence is going to last you 40 years. But most people aren't going to worry about 40 years. They're going to look at the 25 years. But if you take our products with the infills that we have, and all of them are worn 20 to 25 years plus, and compare them to your standard wood fence, on day one, the price of our fence is probably only 45% more expensive, maybe 50% more expensive. But I guarantee you'll replace that fence twice before our warranty even expires. And our fence will last long past the warranty. So it's not even a complicated calculation. It's, hey, do I want to spend $5,000 today, and then $5,000 again in 8 years, and $5,000 again in another 8 years? Or do I want to spend $10,000 today or $9,000 today and not really have to worry about it for 25 years?
And have a better looking fence.
And have a better looking fence.
Yeah. So it's kind of like no-brainer if you're being really logical about it, even in taking away the aesthetic and everything. Yeah. Wow, that's awesome.
The biggest problem that we have is the way this product has to be delivered. And so one of the things that we want to do to alleviate both the cost and the issue is we want to start having galleries/warehouses in multiple locations.
So from an automation standpoint and a way customers purchase the product online, we've done a lot of work to scale that up and to prepare for scale. But one of our biggest challenges is how do we get product to customers?
Yeah, so our biggest really drawback and issue with customers in the beginning is, 1, how am I going to get this product? 2, how am I going to get it unloaded? And 3, the cost of actually doing that. Right now, as everybody knows, logistics and transportation is really expensive. We are shipping all of these products either out of our warehouse in Fort Worth or our warehouse in Oklahoma. And we can do that, but we have these ideas that if we take this concept that the fence is no different than your kitchen tile, when we set up these galleries in certain locations, those galleries can be galleries/warehouses. And now I can have a warehouse distribution out of California. I can have one in Georgia. I can have one in Virginia. I can have them really anywhere. And that's really what we're trying to do here is we've changed the mindset of people, and now we're looking at ways that we can scale it and be cost efficient at the same time. So if I'm shipping products out of Oklahoma to New York City, that costs me a lot of money, and it's difficult for the homeowner to get it. But when I ship it out of Dallas, Fort Worth, I have 2 logistic companies that come pick it up. They pick it up at my warehouse, they hand deliver it to the end user, and it's sort of what we call the white glove service. They unload it, they can do whatever they want with it, and it's there. We're going to have these locations throughout the United States where that we can basically do that to everybody. The guys in Dallas-Fort Worth, they'll do it on a 600-mile radius around Dallas-Fort Worth. So all we really have to do is pick 13 places, and we've covered the whole United States.
And the gallery also allows people to come in and see the product, touch it, feel it, see what the options are, configure things, those kinds of things that again is unique in the fencing business.
99% of the people that purchased our product have never seen it, right? They see it on pictures. They've never physically touched it. We've been selling it direct to the consumer for over 3 years with 99% of your people never actually seeing it. Nobody's ever returned a piece. They've never ever gotten it and said, oh, this isn't what I expected, or oh, this isn't good quality, or oh, I paid too much for this, or oh, whatever. No, everybody has always accepted it and said, this really is exactly what I thought I was getting.
It's shocking that people are buying this stuff without seeing it. And so to be able to allow them to see it and touch it should just increase our value and increase the possibilities with revenue significantly.
So if anything that we're saying connects with you and you're interested in learning more about this process, we are raising money for our next step and our next scalability in this business.
The best way to learn more is to come to perimtec.com. That's www.perimtec.com. And there's a place there where you can click to learn more about the investment opportunities.
Right there, you will see anything that you need to know. All the detailed information is there, and there will be a number there that if you want to do anything that you want, you can find out about it and contact us, and we will get back to you. With the funding that we're looking for, the main thing that we're trying to do is on our scalability is we're going to go and we're going to get 13 places in the United States. And those 13 places will basically allow us to cover a 600-mile radius around each one of those and offer this white glove service to be able to get the biggest obstacle we have right now off the books. And once we've done that, that's going to open up the market even more. So if you want to be involved in reimagining fences, come visit us at perimtec.com.